Hello everybody. I hope you're having a lovely day. Los Angeles couldn't be prettier than it is right now. We're going to have some 80-degree weather this week, which is perfect, and still kind of shiny and clean after the rain, so that's very nice. I woke up feeling very relaxed today. Like, I don't know if you guys, everybody has to have these moments, right, where the world just feels right. And today everything feels very right in my world. I don't have any special event to make that, so it's just how I feel, which is nice. So today's pretty straightforward. I'm headed up Laurel Canyon today and work there for a couple of hours, and then I'm going to come home. I have a lot of client work to get taken care of, but I've got this one piece of writing that sort of lingered. It's just sort of, I got to a certain point and then just stopped writing, and which is part of my process. I can't move forward. It means something's not working. There's just on a gut level, I know something is really fundamentally wrong with the structure, what I'm dealing with. And what I realized just in the last couple of days is the character's really fun, and she is on a public figure from the 50s. And I think she's hilarious. She is just a ball of contradictions. I'm enjoying writing this character, but the records that we have of her are her talking about her own life, and she's pretty braggadocious and can do no wrong. She's the best at everything, never defeated, kind of something winning. The problem is, it's very boring to watch somebody win and win. And she had quite a few difficulties that she muscled through, but even those she turned into victories. So, which part is what's really got my attention, is how even at her worst, she turns it into the best. But still, we need to see from a character is growth. And I really struggled with this. In the current iteration, she's more or less the same person at the end that she is at the beginning. So what I'm doing is I'm writing a passive protagonist, a character that doesn't grow, and that's a problem. That's a very big problem, because nobody wants to just watch paint dry, and no matter how amazing the colors are, nothing is happening. Nothing is changing. So what I have decided is I need to show her she's an unconventional person. I need to put her in the beginning, I need to put her into conventional spaces, and I have to show why she doesn't fit in conventional spaces. It's not exactly accurate timeline wise. I'm really leaning toward putting her at a Tupperware party. I think it's about 5 or 6 years before there was actually Tupperware parties. And it's part of me that prickles at historical inaccuracy, but is post-World War II, and this is when some of these things started showing up. You can look at the old commercials from the 50s, and it's all about homemaking. It's all about, the freezer on your refrigerator, or the, electric stove, or what, and, the of domesticity and his perfect home, and it being the woman's responsibility is so front and center. And I think in a lot of ways we still struggle with those ideals. Kardashians, who are absolutely beautiful. I think they're, with or without the plastic surgery, I think they're gorgeous. And you see them doing it all and being perfect, and wearing contour in their makeup now, like stage to their beauty, because this is a trick they learned from the Kardashians. it's, to me, it's going to be a question. It's nothing wrong with wanting to be, there's nothing wrong with the pursuit of as it's not psychologically damaging or damaging to other people. That it's your life, do what you want. It's your body, do what you want. So I've got this character who is sort of, in some ways, for being in a male-dominated profession. And that's something that I want to explore. That's something that I want to play with, because we weren't talking about that at that time. There was no RA movement. There was no, I don't know when the term feminism comes into play, but we don't see the writings of Betty Friedan quite that early. This is just still in the primordial soup of that whole, what become the liberation. Hi, buddy. That's right. Wake up. Women's in the 70s. The term, oh, are you a women's libber? Oh my God. How you turn anything into an insult is just so crazy to me. But yeah, so this is a lot of me thinking about my out loud. I just think at a party, and she didn't dress in dresses. She wore jeans and shoes. She dressed like a child, like a teenager. She's a grown woman with a husband. Little shirts with Peter Pan collars, and she wear the crinoline under poof or anything like that. I don't know, but those are my thoughts. I just really, I'm gonna cheat and put a Tupperware party in there. I feel bad breaking the timeline, but this is the job. You're going to make those choices, and sometimes they're unconscious. Sometimes people make these choices, and reading a script, and I'm like, that doesn't ring true to me. And then as I doodle through it, I can tell whether the writer is really informed and making a choice, or if the situation is they're just writing from their own timeline. It's a risk. There are a lot of first-time writers. The first script they off their chest is a drama, and it's a period piece, and they take everything very seriously. The whole thing is and it's hard. It's you just slap some paint on a canvas. Today there's a lot of work that goes into making a script. Even Jackson Pollock, who just slapped some paint on a canvas, he didn't just get there by accident. He had to learn how to do that. He had to develop that technique. And if you've ever seen a Pollock, it has an energy that, were to replicate it, it wouldn't be quite the same unless you were an expert at that. So you're just starting out. And if your first script is a drama and it's a period piece, try to remember that you need to be true to the timeline. You need to be true to what was available. You need to be true to the mores of what was going on at that time. How did society function? I am crazy about Mad Men because it's very strong social commentary on the treatment of women in that time period. I remember my dad walked out of the room when we were watching. He was so offended. And I had to point out to him that, a lot since then. But we've all had encounters with, just think you're a cute, office girl, but it's not over. And the way they really dug in and explored the female experience. Yeah, okay, Draper is the main character, but he's a gateway character, really, to view this whole world. And he, womanizer, but he loves his daughter tremendously. And yeah, which is fun. As fun to watch something where people are purely evil and purely good, that they're purely angels, or they're, and it fits that for me. but it's also, I think, a very high standard set for dealing with a different time period. And there's a moment where Roger asks Peggy to get him a coffee, and she says no. And it's real and true. And even now, there's no qualms about asking the girl to deal with the coffee or deal with the work that seems more feminine, belonging to the females. So, yeah, that's right. Oh, I gotta turn the camera around. We're just getting to the interesting bit. Hold on. That poor little place didn't make it. It would be green. Now it's painted white. Somebody must have leased it. There's a lot of fun stuff in this area. I'm interested to see what that's going to turn out to be. You see how clear the sky is. We're starting to get a little bit of the smog back, but smog was so bad. It was just hard to breathe sometimes. The smog was here before there were cars, so some of it is just natural to the way the mountains sort of cup things in, hold them in place. So, yeah. And some people really don't like Los Angeles. And I say, fine, more for me. So, yes, I'm got to do client work today. And then this evening, I think the sun goes down. I think that's, you know, when you were a kid and your mom would say, come home when the street lights come on. If that was not the rule, you were really much younger than I am. That's a next thing for sure. Come home, the street lights come on. I think when the streetlights come on, that's when I will dust off my script and have another look at it. Oh, I watched Conclave. I don't know if I've talked about this. Conclave is on Peacock. It is up for Best Oscar. Odds are that The Brutalist is going to win the Best Oscar. And I know nothing about The Brutalist except it has Adrian Brody in it. And somebody said if you like The Godfather, that kind of sweeping epic, you probably will like The Brutalist. And there's some sort of AI controversy, which I don't know anything about that. But I try hard to just watch a movie and then, you know, engage analysis afterwards if the movie is interesting enough. But you know, they watch the reviews, they read the articles, they, you know, fucking thesis before they see the movie. And then, you know, they with very critical, analytical eyes. And if that's the way you want to absorb entertainment, that's, you know, obviously yourself out. I watch movies and television to be moved. And if I'm in a that I need to shift, I'm not going to watch something sad or scary. Aim for something light and fun. You know, sometimes you watch heavier things. I'm going to tell you right now, without having very many of the other movies, it's going to be tough to move Conclave out of the top spot for me. It's, you know, that watching a bunch of old men writing names on a piece of paper would be so compelling, but it was. And Ralph Fiennes is so good. I mean, but my God, he is such a different person in every role that he plays, which I love that about him. I think De Niro does that really well. I think it's very easy for us to just, you know, stick in a Taxi Driver or Goodfellas kind of persona. But Killers of the Flower Moon, man, did he show us colors that he had never shown us before. Now, give me the movie where you've got Ralph Fiennes and Robert De Niro, and I'm just going to die of happiness. I think that would, if there is that movie, tell me what it is. Does that movie exist already? Wait a minute, Grand Budapest? Are they both in Grand Budapest Hotel? Oh my God, I had time for a rewatch. I love Grand Budapest Hotel. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's Harvey Keitel in the prison. I don't know. All right, yeah, I'm sure people who remember better than I do. My roommate came to me about a great documentary, an old documentary that he just saw. He wanted to recommend to me, and it was called American Movie. I don't always remember the details of a movie that I've seen. I haven't seen an American movie in 15 years. I loved it so much when I saw it. And this was a rare movie where I could tell him scenes. Like, I clearly, certain scenes off the top of my head, and it wasn't just a blur. A lot of times I come away from a movie, I'm like, yeah, but I don't hang on to it long term. American movie really stuck with me, and it's tragic and hilarious at the same time. Completely worth your time. And it was really fun to see how delighted my roommate was about it. So that was a good moment. Almost at where I need to go. I always think about the Wonderland murders when I pull up here to Wonderland School. Murders did not happen at Wonderland School. Let's not disparage the school. But there was stuff that happened up here. You know, it was fun, and then people stayed at the party too long and did too many drugs, and then you get things like the Wonderland murders, which I think happened further up that street. We're headed more toward where the monkeys used to live. I don't know if it was the monkeys. You know, it's here. I very much enjoy this drive. Thank you so much for coming on the drive with me. I'm certainly a chatterbox today. Take your hat out of the middle, bro. Okay, so I'm going to sign off and wish you a happy day. If you've stuck around this long, if you want to give me a likes or subscribey subscribes, that would be fantastic. Spring has sprung. I want you to have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and a really nice new season as the world warms up again. Okay, thanks. Bye.